video. Hello and welcome to another Raven Bear video. Today we will be doing another episode of the Trinket Pairing series. This is the second episode, and as you can probably tell by the tool I have equipped, Pebble, we will be focusing on the distractors. However, I will be also explaining briefly some trinkets you could use for stuff outside of distracting. They will be focusing on the toons with 4 and 5 star speed. Or just 4-star speed, because no non-main tunes have 5-star speed. And I won't be covering any mains in this video, especially not Pebble, because I'll be focusing on them in a separate video where I will be focusing on mains. So to start off with, we have Goob. Goob is my favourite tune to play as when distracting because of his 4-star speed and stab and 2-star stealth. It makes it super easy to distract. He's not too fast for the twisteds, like I would say Pebble or another 5-star speed tune. Maybe I've distracted as both Pebble and Goob is honestly easier because A, the stealth, I don't have to be so worried, and B, because of the speed, because he's slightly slower than Pebble. With Pebble, you have to be constantly stopping if you're not taking loads of turns. Like if you're doing a long distracting area, you have to be either in quite a small distracting area, which some people aren't comfortable with, or you have to be constantly stopping to let the twisters catch up to you because he's that fast, which I find rather annoying. But Goob is just the right balance, I'd say. Now for trinkets, obviously Dog Plush and Speedy Shoes is the best trinket loadout for distracting because you get 15% walk speed boost and 5% run speed boost. However, I know some people also use, and this is another good loadout, Clown Horn and Ribbons Ball. I know this is the loadout that Devil uses, and it is quite a good loadout. You're getting 10%. It's just that you're getting 10% boost on both walk and run speed instead of 15% boost on walk and 5% boost on run. So it really depends. I prefer to be more focused on walk speed because I know that's what I do the most of when distracting. I don't tend to run as much unless it's panic mode and I need to get to the elevator or something like that. But some people who run a bit more when distracting might prefer this loadout, but it's really up to you. Now, Goob can also be used as a survivalist because his distraction speed isn't the best. He has decent skill check. So if you're using him as a survivalist, I recommend magnifying glass and another extraction trinket like V mode or wrench if you don't have it, or machine manual also works. It just wouldn't work as well because it's only a fire and his extraction speed isn't the best to begin with. I recommend V mode or wrench, but it's really up to you. You could also use, if you have participation, you could do magnifying glass participation award with work, although unless you're comfortable with smaller skill checks, I wouldn't recommend using both just because they decrease skill check size. Up to you. That's or if you wanted, you could use one extraction trinket / skill check trinket such as magnifying glass and one speed trinket such as Dog Plush, speed or bone, I guess. Though I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I would say 2 extraction trinkets are better just because he already has quite good movement speed and stamina, so you shouldn't need to worry about getting away from twisteds as much. But yeah, that's all for Goob. Our next tune is Flutter. Also, if you can hear it's because I'm in the tent right now. So, the trinkets I would recommend for Flutter, again, are very similar. Again, Dog Plush and Speedy Shoes, well, because she has the same speed and stamina stats as Goob. The only difference being she has 2-star skill. She trades that extra star in skill check for stealth. So she has 2-star skill check and 3-star stealth, as you can see here. So again, Dog Plush and Speedy Shoes works quite well because she's a distractor. Or again, Clown Horn and Ribbons Ball is also a good alternative, depending on what you feel more comfortable with. If you're playing her as a survival tune, I recommend Thinking Cap because it increases her. In fact, I recommend this trinket combo: Thinking Cap and Blue Bandana. Thinking Cap increases the window size. Oh, it's been upgraded. It used to be 30 units. Anyway, it increases the window size by 40 units. So it increases it by a decent amount. And Blue Bandana decreases skill check chance in exchange for an increase in extraction speed. Now, Blue Banana actually increases extraction speed by more than Machine Manual, increasing it by 7.5% instead of 5%. The downside being, of course, that it decreases skill check chance. However, this can be quite useful for toons who have low skill check, such as Flutter or Cosmo, for example. There are others. So I recommend this Trinket combo because Blue Banana increases her extraction speed, which is rather low, so she kind of needs it, as well as decreasing the chance of her terrible skill check occurring, with Thinking Cap increasing the window size so that when it does occur, it's not as hard to hit. That's pretty much it for Flutter. Relatively similar to Goob, except more focused on the skill check side of things. So our next toon is Tisha, the first distractor you can get. So she has 4-star movement speed, but her downside, of course, being only that she has only 2-star stamina, which shouldn't be too much of a problem because as a distractor, you shouldn't need to use your stam too much. So for Tisha, I would definitely recommend the Trinket combo of Dog Splash and Speedy Shoes over Clown Horn and Ribbon Spool, purely because she has such low stamina. So you're going to want to be more focused on the walk speed, and you're going to want to have more of a walk speed boost than a run speed boost. However, of course, if you feel more comfortable with Clown Horn and Ribbon Spool, then by all means go ahead. The run speed boost could be useful in getting the most out of her stamina. But yeah, I still think Dog Splash and Speed Shoes is better. If you're using her as a survival toon, if you're going just in a public run, Friendship Bracelet could be quite good. Or you could use her own Trinket, the Duster, which restores 20 stamina when picking up an item, not including capsules and tapes. However, I think this isn't the best. The 20 stamina goes down in about 3 seconds, so it doesn't last very long, though it could be good. And you'd have to have items placed really well in a really convenient spot. So I would recommend Magnifying Glass because she has quite big. I would recommend Magnifying Glass and Participation Award if you're just using her as a survival toon, because she has quite a big check, as you can see, and she already has 4-star movement speed, so you shouldn't have too much trouble getting on with. Of course, the 2-star stamina could be a bit annoying there. So yeah, if you wanted, you could trade Participation Award or something for not Thinking Cap, Friendship Bracelet, or Feather Duster. It's really just what I would personally recommend. Or of course, you could do something like Pink Boy, which helps you make the most of your stamina, or Speedy Shoes, or something like that. Fancy Mirror if you're not getting to the elevator on time. So that's about the Tisha. The next thing we're going to cover is Louie. So again, like Tisha, Louie has 4-star skill check, except this time he has 3-star extraction and 2-star stealth instead of 3-star stealth and 2-star extraction. Oh yeah, Tisha also has 3-star stealth. So we didn't really talk about Tisha's extraction speed too much. She does actually have 2-star extraction. So Louie only has 3-star movement speed, but his passive ability is that he gets faster the more hearts he loses. So when he's on 2 hearts, he basically has slightly over the average toon at a 4-star movement speed. So he is a good distractor. So if you're distracting as Louie, I would recommend losing 1 heart at the start of the game to make it easier, because yeah, he also has decent stamina, not the best like Goob or Flutter, but not the worst, like not too bad as Tisha. 3-star. It's a comfortable stamina amount, and it's good enough so you have enough when you're distracting. It just might not necessarily last as long if you're just trying to survive. So I would again recommend the Trinket combo of Dog Splash and Speedy Shoes, because it is again the best, or Clown Horn and Invincible works just as well for this toon. If you're just surviving, I would definitely recommend skill check trinkets such as Magnifying Glass and Participation Award if you have it, or if you don't have either one of them, probably Participation Award, you can just swap it out for Vimo or Wrench if you don't have it, or Machine Manual, which will also work relatively decently well. Or if you don't have magnifying glass, well, you probably won't have V-Mode. But if you do have it, you can use that. Or wrench works just as well as an alternative, and machine manual is great for this tune. Next tune is Yata. Next tune in the Chelsea duo. So Yata has 4-star movement speed, but only 1-star stamina, which is quite sad. Now, Yata likely will be up in the next video about extracting tunes. But, so I'm only going to talk about her distraction this time. Unlike Louis, even though he does come up in the next video as well. So, for distraction, again, Dog Plush and Speedy Shoes is great because you definitely want to prioritize walk speed because she has terrible stamina, only having 100, which does go down very quickly because it's 1-star. So you definitely want to prioritize your walk speed. However, again, like Tisha, if you feel more comfortable using Clown Horn and Ribbon Spool, it's your choice, but that's just what I would recommend. Now, that's been it because I'm not going to be covering her extraction speed in this video. I will be covering it in the next video. The next tune we are going to be focusing on is the third and final circus trio member, Blot. Blot is a recent addition to the game as of recording this, with only being the last update before the most recent one. Now, again, Blot has 4-star movement speed and this time 5-star stamina, making him one of the best distractors in the game, I would argue. However, of course, there is the problem of his stealth being at 3 stars, which isn't that bad, honestly. It's okay. It's the same as Pebbles. So if you're used to distracting as 3-star tunes, then Blot's perfectly fine. With his ability actually being okay at getting twisted off of other players, though it's not the best, as it does require tapes. Although it can save Shimbo, so I would argue Blot's more of a support tune, but he does come on this list, so I am going to be talking about him. Now, though his ability requires tapes, I wouldn't recommend Fancy Purse or Coin Purse, but purely because his ability only needs 10 tapes, unless you have more Blots in the round, in which case, like Sprout ability, he does increase in price. So it's very cheap, so it's not going to take you long to get 10 tapes. Like, literally just complete 2 machines, you're fine. Now, again, Dog Plush and Speedy Shoes, great combo. Or Clown Horn and Ribbon Spool, either of those 2 combos work. Or you could do Dog Plush and Clown Horn, or Dog Plush and Ribbon Spool. If you have 2 distractors and you have agreed that you're going to do odd and even floors, it's really up to you. So, yes. That's if you're distracting as Blot. Now, he doesn't come up in any other video. Well, he might come up in a supporting video, I know. But his skill check and his extraction speed is terrible. For this reason, I would definitely recommend Thinking Cap and Blue Bandana as the combo. Because for the same reason as Flutter, his skill check sucks. So you want Blue Bandana to decrease the chance of his terrible skill check happening, and also increase his extraction speed by a decent boost. And then Thinking Cap, so that when his skill check does come up, it's increased and not as hard to hit, because his skill check is actually tiny. Like, it's unbearably tiny. It's really annoying. It's the worst. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for Blot. So, on to what I think will probably be our final tune. Oh, wait, no, we have a couple more. Flight. What tune from the update we're going to be seeing in this video. Now, actually, technically, Flight is a distractor, but wait. Okay, so we do have a couple more tunes still. As I just said, but those 2 tunes are Flight and Coco. And they are part of the Easter update, as you can see by their background. So I will be covering them in a separate video, all about the. So you're going to have to wait until that one comes out to see what I guess I recommend for them. Because as the end, we have through all of the distracting tunes. If you want to see any more tunes, let me know. I may have missed for distracting. let me know in the comments. Please like if you found this video, if you found it helpful. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.